Hello, and welcome to Keynote. I'm your host, Elizabeth Moore. In our August episode, Dietitian Nutritionist Danielle Sobieski helped us navigate the often confusing world of vitamins and supplements. In this month's Keynote, Danielle discusses how she works with her patients to support them in reaching their health goals. Many people want to see a dietitian, but they don't really know what will happen during a dietitian appointment. Can you just walk us through a typical session with a patient?
Sure, yeah. So people might call me to say, hey, I'm looking to work on my nutrition. What's this all about? And then we would talk about what they might be experiencing or what they might want to work on or what their doctor has said and would this be a good fit? Does this match what they want? And then we would set up an initial appointment. For me, it's 75 minutes. For another dietitian, it might be different. And in that session, we would work through an intake form that includes, the symptoms you're experiencing, your medical condition, medication, supplements, family history, the general intake form stuff. And then during the appointment, we go over that, and I ask you more pointed questions about digestion, your menstrual cycle, stress, sleep, those kinds of things. Of course, intake, food frequency questions to kind of identify any other deficiencies that might be going on. And that's basically the assessment. We also work on hunger and fullness cues, which is the big one for a lot of people. And that's the assessment. And so we might kind of come up with a little bit of a plan. So I might say, okay, well, hearing all this information, this is kind of what's going through my brain, and this is how we should proceed. These are the priorities for me. How does this sound to you? Typically, okay, good. And then we would set up follow-ups. Follow-ups are typically shorter than initial assessments. For me, they're 45 minutes. And follow-ups are just that, to follow up on what we've talked about last session, what's coming up for them, what's been hard, what's been easy, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And follow-ups are more kind of like therapy sessions more than like a medical doctor session. So they might be more frequent in the beginning. So they might be every week for one person or every 3 weeks for another person. And then they become less frequent as time goes on and the patient feels confident, comfortable in their progress, and they need a little bit more time to try things on their own, be a little bit more independent without a sounding board. And that's kind of how it goes.
So you're empowering them to take what you've given them and work it on their own.
Hopefully. That's the
And
ideal.
do you work in conjunction with their physicians?
Yeah, try to as much as possible. I typically collaborate more with therapists than I do their medical team. But yes.
And how long does a patient typically stay with the program?
Oh, it depends. We've got some patients 6 months, kind of done. We're good. We're feeling good. And then I've had patients that are still with me, so 3-4 years.
Oh,
yeah.
And do any patients come to you who are feeling fine but just want some guidance?
Yeah, and I love that. A lot. I'm seeing this shift in like young 20-year-olds, which make me so happy. They don't really know where they are in their nutrition, and they want to set up some good framework that they can take into their adulthood. So that's been really great. They want to know if what they're doing is okay. They want to know how to cook. They want to know how to grocery shop. And that is equally valuable.
That's a great sign, especially since now that more young people are being diagnosed with stomach issues that can get serious.
GI issues are very common.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
For more information on what you heard today, please check our show notes. And remember, subscribe to Health is the Key wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast and its content are presented solely for general informational and entertainment purposes. The information and opinions provided on this podcast are not intended as legal or medical advice and do not constitute or serve as a substitute for professional medical or psychological treatment, diagnosis, therapy, or other types of professional intervention.